Jake, thanks for a few minutes. You saw the numbers out today, and the GOP really didn't get much of a bump, if at all, out of Tampa. What are the expectations? 2, 3 points? What are they trying to get out of these next 3 days?
I wouldn't be surprised if there was no bump for the president, just like there wasn't really much of one for Mitt Romney. This race is very tight. It's pretty much a deadlock, 45-45. Somewhere in there, it goes up a point or two here and there. But, I mean, what's been amazing about this race is how consistent it's been. We in Washington will be covering, all the minutia and the back and forth, and then the polls come out the next week and nothing has changed. It's as if, the previous week didn't happen. So I would not be surprised if that happened after this convention too.
There's so many different ways they could play this. Identity politics, if you just dispassionately look at it, they're going to have, somebody's going to reach out to the Latino vote, to the female vote tonight. Obviously, Clinton will try and bring back, one would think, middle-class white voters. Is that the play, or is it more he's going to try and revisit 4 years ago when it was a whole big tent kind of big idea?
Well, remember, in this era, the speakers are speaking less to the 15,000 people here at the Time Warner Cable Center, or even the 75,000 at the Bank of America Stadium, as they are to the people at home, especially the 1 or 2 million Americans who are going to decide this election. 1 or 2 million people who voted for Obama last time who are on the fence this time. And that's who you're going to see, I think, a lot of this targeted at. You're not going to hear, I don't think you'd hear, just as you didn't at the Republican convention, a lot of talk about social issues that might divide people or might cause people to turn away from voting for Obama or Romney last week. You're going to hear a case to be made for Obama, a case to be made against Romney, and it will probably focus on economic policy.
Is it a good soundbite for TV, but this seemingly edge the president has going into this, where there's a tinge of frustration, not just by him, but his handlers, that what happened for those 3 days in Tampa, facts got thrown out the window. And while everybody's going to make their case, they just disregarded what he believed were the facts on the ground. He also thinks that, he should revisit what's gone on for the past 4 years, and from the perception of those that you cover on a daily basis, the toxic, dysfunctional atmosphere that made it next to impossible to get anything through. Can he do that without coming across as whiny or negative?
It's a tightrope because, first of all, Republicans are not the only ones that have made factually questionable assertions this election. We've heard President Obama and Vice President Biden in the last week say things that weren't true. Biden talked about what he said was a bailout of Bain Capital by taxpayers. It actually was a $10 million bailout by the FDIC, which is not taxpayer money. And then President Obama said that Mitt Romney didn't support the timetable to withdraw from Afghanistan, which is not true. He has said that he supports that timetable once NATO got on board. It's an argument to make. I think that if you're going to be accusing people of spinning and lying during a campaign, you better be purer than Caesar's wife. And I'm not yet convinced, even if one side is fibbing more than the other, that both sides aren't doing it.
Last thing, we heard this will be different. In Charlotte, we're going to get an actual remedy. I think the president said there was no secret sauce, no layout for what, if the Republicans would, they would do. Do you think we'll get some substance, some facts out of these next 3 days?
Well, I think that's one of the big challenges for President Obama Thursday night is to, the campaign has spent 6 months to a year trying to make Romney an unacceptable alternative. Now the president has to really give people a clear vision of why they should vote for him, not just against Romney, but what the next 4 years would look like, what the roadmap is, what the plan is, why the next 4 years would be better than the previous 4 years. I think that's a tall order, but that's what he needs to do on Thursday night. And
last thing, I'll let you go. I know you saw the Post story today about the backstory of Clinton and Obama, the dynamic, unvetted speech here. He's going against the Cowboys and the Giants. Somebody will tell me why they did that one. But anyway, that's going to be a fascinating byplay, don't you think, how they got to this point and what happens tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, it's been interesting. The Obama-Bill Clinton relationship, the Obama-Hillary Clinton relationship has been fascinating to cover, fascinating to watch. I think it's probably overhyped a little bit by us in the media, but also, Bill Clinton, it's in his interest to give a great speech that makes a good case for President Obama. So at the end of the day, however much drama there is behind the scenes and however much we read about Clinton aides or Obama aides saying this or that, I don't doubt that he'll give a speech like the one he gave in 2008 when he supported President Obama as well.